comment a lot about that there's nothing to worry about Fukushima, and they seem to be have no shortage of raising funds from places. Unlike the rest of us who have to do sort of menial editing and all kinds of technical writing that's
I don't want to name
very exciting.
Any names, but some faculty member at a university in Canada probably doesn't have to worry about money too much. Some people at Woods Hole probably don't have to worry about money too much.
No, and even some so-called anti-nuclear activists who, they are among the worst. Have trashed Dana Durnford and hope he goes to jail sort of situation. And neither they have too many problems putting out a lot of websites, a lot of video stuff.
Oh, that's
I'm more familiar with your site, which is a real struggle. I know, a brave handful there working very hard for probably sub-minimal pay.
It's by the time you get all the tax done, it's and they said when you subtract operating costs, there's not much left. That's a joke.
Right. And there is price inflation that
absolutely
the government doesn't claim exists.
People don't understand.
It's tough. Tough.
Anyway, okay. So. Now I want to congratulate you and thank you for the article that you wrote about Dana's plight. It's extraordinary. It's right up there at the top of updates. Yeah. Fukushima's political fallout puts anti-nuke researcher on trial. Please read that. Support Dana Durnford, who I hope is standing by. We'll get to him. Are you there, Dana?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know if my mic is working.
It's working fine. You're just
good
fine.
To hear from you, Dana. Hope your spirits are up.
JDR, after reading your article, Yoshi, that was wonderful, my friend. Just absolutely amazing. Everybody sent it to me. It's moving around all over the net. Really, 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 truly made a difference, big time.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Although, it's nothing extraordinary. It's just a presentation of the simple facts that you've turned up out of the ocean. Yeah, it's just simple facts, the truth that we've been living with. And since I've known you, Dana, for the last couple of years, it's nothing extraordinary. Just what we do. And what we do is like the roof's coming down, right? It's like the courts are interfering. And then as we dig around, we're finding out that, it's not just Canada's involved. We got the whole darn Pentagon, the weight of the Pentagon behind it. And we're finding out a lot of
very ugly things.
Aspects about your accusers. Ken Buechler, that this is what really shocked me, that Ken Buechler's first trip out there after Fukushima was funded by the Naval Research Lab, the U.S. Navy. And why did the U.S. Navy send out a team after that? Because they knew darn well that the entire crew of the Ronald Reagan, an aircraft carrier, more than 2,000 U.S. servicemen had been exposed to serious levels of radiation, plutonium, when they're out there in Operation Tomodachi trying to help the Japanese people who were hit by the tsunami. They were gathering some sort of fake data to try to basically get rid of the Ronald Reagan sailors.
That was the first stage. That was the first stage of the cover-up. You're right.
Yes, Ken Buechler was there on a Navy grant to be out there with Navy personnel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like we've heard of Gulf War syndrome. We've heard of Agent Orange affecting U.S. veterans and so on. But to hear that less than a year after Fukushima, they sent out a team from the Naval Research Lab, from their Navy scientists were sent out there to do in more than 2,000 U.S. sailors who were there to help the Japanese people. That, to me, is beyond
that's where the Reagan cover-up...
It's so morally unacceptable.
That was the Reagan cover-up, the beginning of the full effort to hide, and it didn't last. You got dead people now.
Yeah, until your case, Dana, until we started digging around of who Ken Buechler was. We didn't realize that. We just thought he was just a relatively honest scientist with a little bit of bias that was very cautious and conservative and didn't want to stick his neck out and was, living off a National Science Foundation grant. We didn't realize he's with the U.S. Navy, and he was part of this cover-up to basically kill off the members of the Reagan, deny them medical care, and just get rid of them.
Typical veterans
the same thing
treatment.
Pentagon is doing to the residents of Fukushima.
That's
the exact
right.
same thing. They just want to get rid of any survivors so that there's no evidence left and there's no testimony.
We should point out that. Let me point out, Yoshi, that. I don't want to put Dana on the spot and have him say anything that's going to get him in trouble. Right. So we'll do the talking. We're not involved with Canadian law.
That's right.
So that's why the article's written. Dana, go ahead.
I can't confirm or deny anything, so on that side of it. But I am heading down tomorrow to my second court appearance. And so after reading that article, Yoshi, it's just so many ideas and there's so much documentation there. I think personally that was totally brilliant because they got no way of defending anything you said there. And it just lays out the case for any lawyer or any judge. And it kind of goes further than anything I might have said. And, like all I really do sometimes is I get excited, but I overemphasize things. I get excited in order to try to get some attention. It's salacious what I do. It's the equivalent of stopping traffic on a highway and getting out on the roof and screaming what this issue is and getting arrested for it, but finally getting some attention for it. That's really all I'm doing. I'm so looking forward to going down there and dealing with these people. I can't wait to get them on the stand. I can't wait for them to get me on the stand. I can't wait for the judge or the jury to hear the video in full. I mean, they only took a little tiny soundbite and used that against me without no pictures or no contexts or no sentences before or after. I have a 1-hour presentation and managed to get a judge to sign away my freedoms on that. And so your article is the first thing I'm showing lawyers and judges, and I still haven't been able to get a lawyer.
You're still looking for a lawyer.
Isn't this so sad that the legal community knows that there's a force of power in this case? In other words, any other time, of course, people would jump forward to do pro bono or give you a very reduced fee to be in the news and all that. Any lawyer will want to do that. Right. They've all been warned.
Yeah, it seems that way.
It's a national security issue. Dana Durnford is a threat to the national security of the United States of America. Never mind Canada. This has nothing to do with Canada. This has
they
to
don't
do
want
with the
their
Pentagon.
children listening to me. They don't want their friends to hear me, or you, or Jeff, or anybody else for that matter. And that's the reality.
So this is the problem. The legal community's got to stand up for your rights, your human rights, your civil rights, your right to a fair trial, and a right to face your accusers.
Well, because they're standing up for their own, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
He should have pro bono attorneys lined up right now.
Yeah.
But they're all running scared. That's the only possible answer.
Where's the ACLU when you need them?
Oh.
Yeah, where's the ACLU when you need them? This is so ridiculous. This is so black and white, a case of, I call it Inquisition.
It is an Inquisition. Sure it is.
Yeah. It's everything that justice is not. It's everything that law is not. And where's the rule of law? Completely absent. Completely absent.
It's a circus. I mean, we are talking about an extinction event. This is not just somebody yelled at somebody else. This is, built up over a 2-year period. This has climaxed, literally reached its pinnacle of everything I can do. I don't know what else to do, but I'll continue to do things. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I've done everything I could do, and I become so outrageous and so outlandish and so flamboyant trying to get that message out there that I finally got the attention. I finally got them to recognize that I exist. I finally got them to make that first move and drag this into the open sphere. To me, I feel good about it. I don't like what they're doing to me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not looking forward to going down there, but I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'm looking forward to dealing with it. I'm looking forward to being able to approach this, hopefully, on the record.
Well, when you get the two men, the primaries, on the stand, I would pay money to see you look them in the eye and to see if they can hold your gaze. They know. They know.
As they play the video that begins this whole thing,
they're
going to know. And by the time you get to that section, you still got to watch the rest of the video. And by the time you got to the end of that video, how can you deny what's really going on? And so their entire case falls apart the minute that we put that video out there. And I mean, it'd be a dream come true to get them to understand. It'd be a dream come true to make them explain their crazy voodoo science that they're talking about, because it's not in the literature. And we all know that it doesn't matter who it is. These are just the two subjects in particular. But I mean, there's all of these other people that I've called out doing the exact same thing. Right. It just happens to be a couple of people got all the traction in North America. And who are you supposed to yell at? If that's the only couple of people. Well, I mean, Woods Hole, 850 scientists, no nuclear scientist steps forward. Canada, 25 nuclear reactors, no nuclear scientists step forward. And so that's going to make people frustrated anyway. And particularly like yourself, who knows really well the difference in what they're saying. All I really done was nothing. I can't see why they went and done it this way.
It's stupid. It's arrogant. It's stupid. It's maniacal. Here you are out on your 21-foot rubber boat with a wood top over it in howling gales in 14, 15-foot seas, trying to record and document what they should be rushing to do. You're the hero, and they are trying to make you out to be the opposite. It's going to blow up in their face. This is because science is science, facts are facts, and their efforts to twist and corrupt are not going to stand.
And the pictures you got on your site, it tells the story. There to before, but right anywhere in British Columbia, those pictures are true. For every piece of British Columbia, no matter where you're to, they're true. And so it's not about the picture in the exact spot, because even though they are, it's about these species were uniform throughout the coastline, and that if those species went missing, science says the other 4 million will fill up the gap. And they didn't fill up the gap. They didn't recede the coastline. And so that means truly that ocean is devastated.
What happened in Oregon last week? A blue whale washed up dead on the shore. What was the condition of the blue whale? Emaciated. It had literally starved to death. No more food in the Pacific Ocean.
And Yoshi covered that really good a number of videos back, where he said, how come Japan's not checking the whales? Because they love the whales. And you took them right to task on it. How come we're not seeing any researchers go full tilt on the whales? It is an interesting thing, because they're dependent upon the krill. The majorities are on, most of their diet is krill. Most of those sea lions and pups, the tens of thousands that died, were dependent upon the krill. They starved to death. They came on the beaches and ate the rocks, hoping to suck some nutrition from. Normally there would be, 5,000 or 6,000 species on those rocks.
Well, they not only starved to death, but they bioaccumulated radiation to death as well.
Oh yeah, it affects the fetuses really heavy.
It's all sickening. It's just horrible. Well, bravo, Canada, for being so stupid. You're going to give this a platform, and the truth will come out. It's already out. It's going to be elevated now to a major level in the media. I don't care if the media covers it up there.
You got that right, Jeff. I mean, there's a lot more detail we're churning up about what's really going on. The military technology work, the connections of these people, the corruption, Tokyo Electric Power about to export uranium out of the port of Vancouver. It's going to contaminate all of Western Canada already. Nuclear accident inside the port of Vancouver in the year 2011 was not picked up by the press. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been reported. The public doesn't know about. When the public finds out the full extent of the secrecy, the connivery, the lying, and the destruction all around them, there's going to be hell to pay.
All right. Let me remind you that you can find the latest stories that I can get, and I've got pretty good sources. Look in the center column in the news section, the news headlines, 24/7. Right at the top, latest Fukushima updates are there. You folks, I ran into someone the other day, I can't remember who it was, and I said, do you eat, who was it? Anyway, I don't remember. But I asked someone, and I love fish.